When people think of bobcats, they often imagine a secretive predator moving silently through deep forests, rocky canyons, or snowy mountain slopes, far from human eyes. But in recent decades, sightings of these wild cats near neighborhoods, farms, and even busy suburbs have been increasing. Doorbell cameras capture their stealthy movements at night, and hikers sometimes catch a glimpse of one crossing a road at dawn. This growing presence raises questions for many. Are bobcats dangerous neighbors, or are they simply curious explorers adjusting to a world where wild spaces are shrinking? To understand this, we first need to know who the bobcat really is. Standing about twice the size of a house cat, with muscular legs, tufted ears, and a short bobbed tail, the bobcat is a master of stealth. It is found across most of North America, from Canada down into Mexico, making it one of the most widespread wild cats in the world. Bobcats are highly adaptable. They can thrive in deserts, forests, wetlands, and even near urban edges. Their primary diet includes rabbits, hares, rodents, birds, and sometimes deer fawns. This adaptability is exactly what allows them to survive, even as human development continues to expand into once wild territories. But why do bobcats sometimes venture close to human homes? The answer is simple: food and shelter. Suburban areas often provide both, sometimes more easily than the wilderness. Rabbits grazing in gardens, squirrels leaping across fences, chickens in backyard coops, and even pet food left outside at night can attract a hungry bobcat. In times of harsh winter or prey scarcity, neighborhoods may offer easy opportunities. Likewise, a quiet backyard, a cluster of trees, or even the space beneath a deck can provide temporary shelter. Now, the big question: are bobcats dangerous to people? The truth is, bobcats are naturally shy and avoid direct contact with humans. Unlike their larger cousin, the mountain lion, they pose almost no threat to adults. Documented attacks on humans are incredibly rare, and usually linked to a sick or cornered animal. Most encounters end with the bobcat slipping quickly back into cover once it senses human presence. For this reason, wildlife experts say that seeing a bobcat is more often a rare privilege than a danger. However, the story changes when it comes to pets and small livestock. Small dogs, outdoor cats, and backyard chickens can be at risk, particularly if left unattended at night. Bobcats are opportunistic hunters, and if they see an easy meal, they won't hesitate. That's why homeowners in bobcat country are advised to take precautions. Bring pets indoors after dark, use secure enclosures for chickens or rabbits, and never intentionally feed bobcats. Feeding wildlife not only disrupts their natural behavior but also encourages them to return, increasing the risk of conflict. But let's look at the other side of the story. Bobcats aren't just intruders. They're also protectors of balance. By controlling populations of rodents, rabbits, and other small mammals, they help maintain healthy ecosystems, even in suburban areas. In fact, some communities see bobcats as natural pest control, reducing the number of animals that might otherwise damage gardens or spread disease. Their presence is a reminder that nature continues to adapt and survive, even at the edge of human expansion. What fascinates many people is the mysterious behavior of these cats. They are mostly nocturnal, which explains why they are often caught on security cameras in the dead of night. A bobcat may silently cross a backyard, pause to sniff the air, and vanish again into the shadows, leaving homeowners surprised the next morning when they review their footage. Others may spot bobcat tracks in the snow near a fence line or catch a glimpse of glowing eyes reflecting in a flashlight beam. These fleeting encounters remind us how thin the boundary is between human life and the wild. For young bobcats, human areas can also be places of curiosity. As juveniles leave their mothers and strike out on their own, they often wander widely, testing different environments before establishing a territory. Sometimes this leads them across rural farmlands, through quiet suburbs, or even into city edges. While most will retreat back to wilder spaces, their journeys highlight how adaptable and resourceful these cats truly are. So, should people fear bobcats near their homes? The answer is not simple. It lies somewhere between respect and understanding. On one hand, bobcats are predators, and like all predators, they deserve caution. Pets should be protected, and wild animals should never be approached or cornered. On the other hand, bobcats are not villains lurking in the shadows. They are survivors, carving out an existence in a world where wilderness shrinks every year. They are part of the natural heritage of North America, a species that has coexisted with humans for thousands of years. In the end, encounters with bobcats near human homes are less about danger and more about coexistence. They remind us that we live not apart from nature but alongside it. Every time a bobcat steps through a neighborhood at night, it carries with it a message. The wild still exists, just beyond the edges of our fences and gardens. Whether we see these animals as threats or wonders depends on how willing we are to respect their space and allow them to share the land. So, the next time a bobcat silently prowls across a backyard, pauses to glance at a camera, and disappears into the night, perhaps the question isn't whether it is a danger or just curious, but whether we can learn to live with the wild neighbors we so often forget are there.